Introducing the brand new 2008 Mini Cooper S to the channel here. What's up everybody, Super Dorks fan here for Mini Weekly Update number 3 on this Friday. So, what's new with the Mini? Well, not much. I just really enjoy this car. I don't know, just the double moonroof, having that moonroof open, windows down, just cruising. This car is more comfortable and a little more relaxed, than the BRZ. The BRZ was still always an aggressive car, and I mean, you can relax and enjoy it at a slow pace, but this car, I don't really feel a need to drive fast or drive it hard. It has power at the low RPM, so you don't have to rev it out like you did the BRZ. It's just a more relaxed driving experience. Some people might not prefer that. I can appreciate both. I can enjoy, beating the living crap out of a car, and I also can enjoy just cruising and, not driving like my hair's on fire and still having fun in a car and just cruising with some good music on, windows down, moonroof open on a nice sunny day. That's like awesome to me. I love that. And this car is really good at doing stuff like that. So people have been asking me, what kind of plans are you going to be doing to the Mini? I mentioned them last week briefly, but that was a long update and it was towards the end, so maybe you didn't make it all the way to the end of the video. I'm kind of going back and forth about whether I should actually even do mods to this car or whether I should just keep it stock, because I really do love it just the way it is. I think I definitely would like to do, a mild exhaust, nothing crazy like the SRT exhaust on the BRZ. But I know some people actually mentioned you can get the John Cooper Works exhaust for like $200 or $300. I haven't been able to find that. There were some cheap ones for the first generation of the Mini Cooper S that were around that price. But if I can get like a nice cheap exhaust, like just a catback or something that's not crazy, I think I'd really like that. But aside from that, there's really not much that this car needs. I contemplated doing springs or coilovers or something like that, but my main reason for having these hesitations as far as mods go is, one, I'm saving money, so I wouldn't be able to do any of these mods for a while anyway. And so by the time I'm in the position financially to be putting money into this car, my long-term plan is not to keep this car forever. I do love it, and it's a really enjoyable car, but I want to get back into, a sports car, proper, really sweet car in the future. So I could dump money into this, or I could save money for my next car. And kind of leaning towards that. Honestly, just because the Mini is so good just the way it is stock. I don't feel like there's any glaring needs that it has to be fixed in any certain way. It's fine the way it is. And I know that's probably really boring. Like I said, I'd like to do a mild exhaust because I would enjoy a little bit more exhaust sound. I don't want anything crazy that's, just super loud and drony like the BRZ. But if I can get a nice, decent sounding exhaust, that would be good. Aside from that, I'm kind of leaning towards just leaving the car stock, because again, if I do some heavy mods, I don't want to have to swap it back over to stock, in a year or two whenever I'm getting rid of this and getting something else. So, I don't see myself keeping this car any longer than maybe 2 years. Definitely would like to see myself in something else, like I said, either the faster BRZ in the future if that ever comes, or possibly a 2015 Mustang. I'm really starting to like those a lot more, or even a 2014, honestly. There's all kinds of other stuff. Obviously, I can dream and say I'd love to be in an F-Type in 2 years or something like that. Who knows? Maybe if the channel continues to really grow quickly and everything goes well, then maybe that'll happen. But right now, I'm just keeping my sights at, a faster BRZ or a Mustang, probably. So yeah, that's it for all the updates on the Mini, guys. So send it back to me at the news desk for this week's news. Right, so for this week's news, the first thing is some exciting news about the BRZ and the FRS. Not from the manufacturers, though. Scion and Subaru, Toyota, they're all holding out on us still as far as more powerful versions. But Cosworth has just teased some upgrades that they're going to be doing to the BRZ and the FRS. And Cosworth is legit, like really legit. Like, they build F1 engines. This isn't a tuner shop, or it's not like, don't get it confused with Crawford Performance with their 450 horsepower turbo BRZ that's just silly. This is like legit Cosworth. They know how to build race cars. So them going through this car and modifying it, it's probably not going to be cheap when it's done, but that is going to be the best BRZ and FRS that you can get for the money. And I don't know, I'm really looking forward to the way this actually turns out and what the details are. Chances are that it sounds like it's going to probably do some kind of forced induction, possibly. There's a little teaser video, and in the teaser video there's a revving clip, and it sounds similar, really similar to my SRT exhaust. And I mean, SRT is really the only company that has that kind of sound for the BRZ so far. There's a few others that get a little close, but this sounded really sick. It made me really miss my BRZ all of a sudden. But yeah, so this is going to be awesome. Maybe a Cosworth BRZ will be in my future in a couple of years, but I'm really excited to see more details about that, and I'm anxiously awaiting more information. So other news, though, from car companies. First is that the 2015 Ford Mustang pricing information is leaked. So we now know all the prices. So a couple of days ago, it was leaked that the base price for the V6 version would be $24,425, but for just a little bit more, you can get an EcoBoost version, which is $1,500 extra, and that's actually going to be quicker, better handling with a smaller, lighter engine, and yeah, so I mean, still a really good base price, and I mean, the EcoBoost starting at roughly $26,000 is pretty good too. The GT starts at almost $33,000, and the sweet 50th anniversary edition that I really like is 46 grand. Womp womp. Really bummed about that, because that means I'm definitely never going to buy one. I really like the 50th anniversary edition, but that is definitely a lot of money to spend on a special edition. I realize it'll probably appreciate in value over time, but that's still a tough sell. The nice thing, though, I was looking through the options that you can get, and you can get a 50th anniversary appearance package on all versions of the Mustang for 2015. It doesn't give you the cool quarter window louvers, but it does give you the same grille, some very similar wheels, things like that. So if you want something 50th anniversary look-alike, you can still do that. But yeah, I mean, I think the prices are pretty good. You can get the premium models, that adds a couple, like $2,000 or so. You do performance packages, things like that. So, you know, the pricing isn't too much more than the 2014 Mustang. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's still reasonable, you know, I think, for a Mustang. So I think they definitely priced it right. And while we're talking about 2015 Mustang news, there was an interesting prototype spotted of a new Ford Mustang. This one has camo all over it again, just like the previous cars did. And, you know, they're definitely doing a GT500 or a GT350 or whatever they're calling it. They're doing a faster V8 version of the Mustang. That's already been confirmed. We've already seen those mules running around for months and months and months. But there's this new one that someone spotted, and this is, I think, all the information from this came through the Mustang 6G forums. Someone spotted a Mustang that people are thinking is a Mustang SVO. It sounds different. If you listen to the exhaust clip of the GT500 2015 Mustang, or whatever they're calling it, and then this one, they sound distinctly different. So some people are thinking it's going to be like the EcoBoost V6 motor that they're going to make sound really aggressive and put that in like a GT350 or a cheaper Shelby kind of model, which would be cool, because back, you know, they had the different Shelby models. So that'd be cool to have a lower performance Shelby model that wouldn't be the full top dog, but would still have additional power. And so that's going to be sweet to see what actually comes out from that. I mean, some people are even saying it might be a turbo 4-cylinder that's just really pumped up, a, you know, faster version of the EcoBoost. I don't know about that. It sounds like it's at least a V6, but it almost kind of just sounds like a different V8. I don't know. It's really interesting. It has me scratching my head, and everyone else is just going crazy with speculation. But that'd be cool if they came back with a Mustang SVO. Other cool muscle car news is Dodge officially debuted the 2015 Challenger SRT Hellcat, which they say has over 600 horsepower. They're not saying exactly how much, but yeah, you know, I think Johnny Lieberman tweeted that he thinks since it's called the Hellcat, it'd be perfect if it had 666 horsepower, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, I think, you know, I don't know if it's going to have that much, but over 600 horsepower, that's, the one thing is Dodge is a little late to this game, considering, you know, the ZL1 Camaro and the Z28 and the Shelby GT500 have been around for 2 years now, and they've been doing 650 horsepower, you know, in the Mustang. So they're a little late to the game, but hey, better late than never. And I'm really happy that Dodge is just going crazy with this 600 plus horsepower. There's a, you know, picture of it doing burnouts and all that good stuff, and it looks really spectacular with this new redesign for the Challenger. I just love that thing. That's really sick. So Yeah, exciting stuff from Dodge. Other exciting stuff is Nissan revealed an updated version of the 370Z Nismo for 2015 that has what they call some GTR-inspired looks. It doesn't look much like the GTR to me, but it does look good. I like the way it looks for sure. But the only problem is now you can at least get an automatic in the Nismo, so those of you who hate manual, you can do a 7-speed automatic now, but it doesn't have any more power, and I mean the 370Z is a nice car, but it's really, really stale at this point, and I was expecting them to like come out with a new car, a 380, 390, 400Z, whatever they want to call it, but they need a new Z car, and I thought that a new Z car was in development. Maybe it is, and this is just like a last hurrah for the Z, the 370Z. I don't know, but a little disappointing. I was just hoping for an all-new Z, but hey, this thing looks cool, so we'll take it. Other news is there's some camouflage mules that have been spotted over this past week. The first is the Jaguar XE, which is their 3 Series fighter, and it was spotted at the Nürburgring, which is where everyone likes to test their cars. And it's wearing lots of camo, but it does look good. I think the proportions and stuff are pretty sleek, and I really like the way it looks. I'm not exactly sure when this is coming out. Hopefully it'll be soon. But yeah, it's really hoping that it goes over well for Jaguar, because if they price it right, hopefully it'll sell well. They say this car is what they need to save their company, because Jaguar says they're not in the best of times right now. I think they're in the best of times currently, just with the F-Type and everything else they're putting out. They're putting out some spectacular cars, but unfortunately, financially, they're not doing so well. So hopefully the XE really takes off and saves Jaguar. Other cool stuff is Mercedes has officially unveiled their C-Class wagon that was spied recently, and so they just took the wraps off of it, and it looks good. You know, Mercedes does a pretty good job with their wagons, and this one, like all the other ones, it looks pretty good. Other Mercedes news is that the MLC that we've been talking about, which is like their baby crossover, that's been spied in the past, and now it's spied in AMG form. I mean, we know it's an AMG because it has aggressive wheels and these huge front air dams, and still looks a little funky the way it looks in the camouflage. Just looks a little like it's on stilts. Doesn't look as aggressive and hunkered down as I would like it to look, but can't wait for the production version of that to see what it looks like. Other Mercedes news is another car that was spied this week was the C-Class convertible, which, you know, it looks like, I don't know, I think it's probably going to have a hard top convertible, but might be a soft top, but it looks good, and I really like, you know, the proportions are a little odd right now, but again, it's in camouflage, so I can't pass any judgment on the way it looks, but exciting to see that. And the last bit of news isn't related to the automotive industry in particular, but the Drive Network, which is the awesome YouTube channel, you know, about cars, obviously. I'm sure many of you watch it. Anyway, they just inked a 10-episode deal with NBC Sports Network. And so the first one is going to be airing this Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And they're driving around Monaco in an SLS black Ferrari F12 Berlinetta and a McLaren 650S, which is a nice team of cars. And I'm just so excited that Drive got this deal, and definitely go watch the episode and watch all the episodes and support the Drive team. They put out some spectacular content, and like Chris Harris tweeted earlier this week, you can't put out really high production stuff like they do all the time and, you know, only get paid through YouTube ads and sponsors. This stuff costs a lot of money to produce, and so it's unsustainable. It's just a free YouTube channel. So them doing this kind of stuff on NBC Sports and all that kind of stuff will help sustain YouTube videos in the future and, you know, broaden the horizon. So there'll be other car shows other than just Top Gear. And, you know, so I think this is really, really exciting to see. And, you know, if this goes over well for Drive, hopefully NBC Sports will commit to a longer term deal for Drive. So we'll be seeing Drive every Saturday morning, hopefully, and maybe moving into prime time at some point. I mean, that's going to be awesome. And that also, if it goes over well, you know, for them, then maybe other networks will want to look into other YouTube channels about cars and maybe bring them on. So, I mean, this could be good for a bunch of us. Maybe Saab Kyle gets a show, you know, Shmi gets a show, all that kind of stuff would be really, really cool. And, you know, that's just really awesome. So I'm very, very happy for Drive. That is spectacular news. And so, yeah, that's it for all the news this week, guys. So I'll send it back to me in the car. Alright, so it's a nice sunny day. I have the windows open, so leave you with a nice little acceleration here like I always do. It's quick! I know some people said that this doesn't seem as vicious as the BRZ, and it's not as vicious, but it's just as quick, if not slightly quicker. Very, very quick car for sure. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. Take care.